Welcome to BackGround Noize. That's the name of the podcast. I am Ray Bun, and with me I have Devin. Is that your stage name?
Yeah, Devinxo.
Devinxo?
Yeah.
Damn, what you trying to be like Drake out here?
No.
No?
Nothing like Drake.
Where you get the name from?
I made it up.
Okay.
I literally made it up.
Like nothing inspired it? Like no girl gave you a note? She was like, Devin, XOXO.
No.
No.
I was thinking of, because I had another name, and that name was whack. So I was like, I gotta get another name. Before.
What was the name?
The name was like Minimal, or the Minimalist. It was really fucking stupid. So it was like, God, what is it? I went through a lot of names. Like my first rap name was like Triple Threat, and then some girl that was like in kind of 8th grade, and some girl tried the hell out of me. She's like, "You're not even a single threat. Why did you call yourself that?" I was like, "Well, fuck." So I was like, "Okay, drop that name." I just used like the initials of my like actual, because my real name is Philip LaRoque.
Okay.
So I just switched that around. Like LP was like my name for a short while, and then it was Quote, and then it was Solace King, and then it was Devin Newton, and then it was Minimal.
Okay, how many SoundClouds did you have?
Nigga, one. Just changing the name. No one could find. I had no trail to follow me at all. So I get to like what is it? I get to like a God, it was like a. I was a part of like the OSU Freestyle Beatbox Club, and so one of the presidents got us on like this grant to go to China for like free. Like me, my homeboy Chris Love, and DJ Mike Dow, who's Joey H's DJ, and also
I interviewed Joey H.
Yeah, and also Sarab's DJ. All three of us went to China, and like. During the trip, I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking call myself Devinxo, because it's like when I think of names, I think of how do I make it as easy as possible for someone to find me. So I don't want to have a name I just don't want to be Devin. There's like 1,000 Devins, there's like 1,000,000 Devins. So if you just type in Devin, you're never gonna find me. But if Devinxo is like I'm the only thing that's going to come up if you put that in Google.
Damn, that's crazy. So you went to China. And with Sarab and Joey H.
No.
No. Okay, let's rewind back. Let me understand.
I went with Sarab and Joey H's DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like before he was even DJ for them. This was like when he was the president of the actual club. So it was me, him, and a friend of ours by the name of Chris Love. And so we all went to like China and shit. And
well, how was that, man? Like, have you ever traveled out of the world besides that?
No, I've never traveled out of the world. I want to visit Mars one day, though. But, shit. I know what you meant, my nigga.
Yeah.
No, it was like my first time out of the country. The only other time I've been out of the U.S. was like when I was 3 years old, and that was to go to Colombia with my mom. My mom's from Colombia. So that was with her and my older brother. So China was like the only time like when I was a fully grown ass adult going somewhere else. And it was like I have two different perspectives on it now. Like back then I didn't like it because it wasn't like here. So it was like I just didn't understand it. And so I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. So now if I went now I would have had a completely different appreciation. It's just no one there knows how to say excuse me, and it's like it kept tripping me out because that's just not a thing over there. Like if someone bumps into you, they're not gonna say, "Oh, my bad." They're just gonna keep walking. And so I was like,
there's a lot of people there, though, you know, like they're just trying to keep going.
Yeah, they're trying to get to wherever the hell they need to go. So it was an interesting experience. Shanghai was fun as hell.
Did you make any music out of that experience? You write anything?
Oh, hell yeah.
What's the song that you recorded as soon as you got back?
It was called White Gold.
White Gold?
Yeah. So I made that while we were flying to Beijing. I made that on the flight there after like I got over this like the flight sickness. Like it hit me really hard because if you don't eat on a long flight, you're going to feel like absolute shit. And it didn't register to me that I should eat a full meal before I got on the plane, because food in the airport costs 8 times more than it should. And I was about to get like I was at McDonald's and I was about to, by the way, I was very rude on this trip. Like I was rude as fuck on the street.
It was a younger you.
I was rude as shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was trying to order, God, what was I trying to order? I think it was just a McChicken, large fries, and a drink. And normally that shit comes out to like $4 or $5, like $3 or $4. And they were like, that's gonna be $9.86. I just looked at the cashier and just walked away. I didn't bother saying like, yeah, cancel the order. I just walked the fuck away. And I was just like, I'm just gonna eat on the plane.
Wait, what was it again? Chicken sandwich and fries?
It was like the McChicken sandwich, is only $1. There no dollar menu exists on the airport.
Oh, no, yeah.
They're gonna make sure they get.
I heard there's no dollar menu in China either, and stuff like that.
It depends on where you are. I'm trying to remember if I saw we saw McDonald's because the food there is different. The food there, like we went to a Kentucky Fried Chicken, there was no chicken. They didn't sell chicken. They sold duck there, so it was duck patties. Those were good as shit.
Damn.
The duck patties were fucking amazing. Them shits was so delicious.
What else did you go and it was different? What like
a lot
were you
of
into Chipotle then? Was it Chipotle over there?
There's no Chipotle in China that I saw.
Yeah.
None. Shanghai. If you go to Shanghai, they'll have a more American styled if there's a American styled restaurant that's over in China in Shanghai, it's gonna be how it would be in America. But if it's anywhere else, it's gonna be more catered to the demographic of China. So no, there was no. I think McDonald's. There was a McDonald's. There was a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's the only two American restaurants I remember. We went to a lot of Chinese, like straight up Chinese restaurants, which is redundant to say because you're in China. So scratch that. We went to a lot of restaurants in China. Look at the American jumping out of me. Yeah, we went to a lot of restaurants, and the dumplings there are fucking fire.
I mean, what was the lesson that you learned?
Appreciate shit. Don't take things for granted. Don't jump to conclusions. Find understanding. Because when I came back, it's like I held this bad view of that trip for like a whole year, and then like in 2016 is like when I started like, you need to stop being a bitch and just. You went to China for free.
Yeah.
You went to China for free.
I could barely leave Ohio, man.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, like, so the reason why I hit you up with that interview, I listened to your most recent tape, which is...
Coming of Age.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is really refreshing. It's different. It's upbeat. And some of the stuff you were talking about, it just made me think a little bit. I was like, okay, that's deep to have on a track. Like, you were kind of talking, you were like getting at like the self-harm, like harming yourself. You talked about religion a little bit. And yeah, what kind of place were you in where you wrote that little EP right there?
I might as well give it background. So previous to this project, I released one called Journey to Paradise, which probably is like my most well-received project. But I felt like that project only kind of scratched the surface in terms of like just the amount of depth and what was actually going on. It was like a surface level. So if you compared it to an ocean, it's like standing in the shallow end of the beach. So it's just kind of the waves are at your ankles. So I wanted to go deeper into the water. So that's kind of where...
The water being yourself or
being
the water?
Being myself and kind of exploring that and all that stuff. So that's kind of where all that came from. I just wanted to create something that was deeper and something that was more self-revealing and something a little bit more vulnerable. And I'm going to try to continue that for the next project, which will be titled Journey to Paradise 2. That's the working title. So it's going to be the sequel to the project I dropped in 2016. I'm trying to combine both of those things together in order to create something that's
vibe
fun.
Okay.
The vibe. So on Journey to Paradise, it was a lot of fucking like energetic like music that got you moving. Whereas this was a little bit more melodic. It was a little bit more laid back. So I'm trying to combine those two things together on this next one.
When I was listening to it, I was like, it was melodic, but it was like at times it was something you could bob your head to. I can see myself like working out to it, and that was just for me. But maybe that's just the, I guess the depressing side of Ray, I don't know. But I mean, this new project, what are you gonna do differently with the beats? Are the beats gonna be the same, or like?
The beats are gonna hold a bit more of a more modern feel, so it's gonna be more of on the.
We talking metro.
We're talking well, probably. Think about it. Yeah, more of on the trap end, but something that's gonna get you moving, something that's gonna make you feel like you can do anything in the world. Period. Right. So that's kind of the vibe I want on the tape. I want people to feel like they can do anything.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got any shows that's coming up or anything?
I think the next one is a festival in September that a friend of mine is throwing. But
what's it called?
There's no name to it yet. He's still working on it. But yeah, no shows pinned down at the moment for that one. That one's gonna be in mid-September, but it hasn't been finalized yet. Mm. So the only thing coming up is the single I have coming out, Short Change, which is coming out this Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the next thing that's coming up.
So tell us about Short Change, man.
Short Change was it's like a piano heavy track. So if you like Broccoli, or if you even like I think it's called Play With Me by Kyle and Kalani. I'm probably girl, why is you playing? Yeah, Playing With Me. Mm-hmm. It's kind of on those vibes. So it's very happy, upbeat, kind of a feeling. And then the song's more or less about like not settling for anything less than you deserve, and like just putting in the work necessary to get what you need to go. And because if you don't do that, you're just gonna be exactly where the hell you was at.
Right. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll be like working on a project or working on a song, and I'm already thinking about the bad that's going to happen instead of like just putting my everything into like right here, right now. You know, is that like something you experienced, or were these shortcomings something else? Like, what is the shortcoming for you, I guess?
I think the shortcoming was more of just kind of paranoia inside of my head, just kind of thinking, not knowing if what I'm doing was going to work. Because for me, even though I do like coming of age, I felt like it wasn't something that was as well received as Journey to Paradise. Mm-hmm. And I think it's more or less because I don't know, I think the style I was doing on that project I didn't do it as good as what I did on Journey to Paradise. So
I thought that style on the second EP fit you so much more, because I listened to the first one, and the second one just got me like going. It was vibey, it was hoppy. It sounded like you were being yourself, you know, and it sounded unique. And yeah, like I really fucked with that, and that's really why I was like, yeah, I'm just about to find out what this dude is doing, you know. So
yeah, but for the most part, I think the coming singles are going to be more of on a Journey to Paradise kind of a vibe, and then the project's going to be a combination of both of those projects seemingly together.
Okay.
So
you got any a feature on this single, Shortcoming?
No, it's just me, but it's not produced by me. Normally I produce all my stuff. So the song was produced by her name is Jen Rellis, and she's an amazing producer. If I would tell you to interview anyone else after this, interview her. Okay. Because she definitely deserves the the exposure and just the overall look, because her beats are fucking fire. She's probably hands down like one of the best producers in the city right now, and no one knows who she is.
Really?
Like I feel
How'd you find her?
At the OSU Involvement Fair. Back in 2016 when I was promoting Journey to Paradise.
Nice.
I was just like, what I do is I normally just like create stickers of myself that are drawn by a friend of mine. His name is Hakeem.
Shout out to Hakeem.
Yeah. So he does all the artwork for my stickers. And I'm gonna be reaching out to him soon to get the next one done. But yeah, I was just handing out stickers and stuff. So I handed her one of my stickers, and like all of her friends were like, "Yo, she's an amazing producer. You should link up with her." So I got her Instagram. We linked up, and nothing happened when we first linked up. But probably like 2 years after that, she just DM'd me on Instagram. Was like, "Hey, I got a beat for you that I think you would really, really like." And I checked it out, and it just, I've never listened to a beat and had it speak to me as loud as that one did.
Yeah.
So it was like the song just wrote itself. Everything just wrote itself.
I mean, that's the best kind of beat, you know? It's just like you don't really got to think about it too much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what's your favorite beats to create? Since you're a producer, you created those beats on your other albums. I mean, other EPs. What's your favorite type of beat to create?
I don't think I have a favorite type of beat to create. I think, if anything, my favorite type of beat to create would be something that is something that doesn't fit like kind of the modern realm. Something that's a little bit more inspired by soul. Because I was going through like an 8-month period where I didn't release anything, and I just kind of vanished from the scene for like 8 months. And I picked up the guitar, so I was learning the guitar and I was studying music like crazy. I was studying like people like Jesse Johnson, Prince, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones.
Becoming a student of the game.
Yeah, I was just like studying, and just trying to get better at my craft because I just felt like I wasn't where I was supposed to be. So, and I was trying to break, like, one saying I had in my head was I was like break the glass ceiling. So for me, my skill-wise, I felt like in terms of my production, I was at a glass ceiling that I couldn't break. Like, I couldn't sit at a desk and just be like, I know how to make this, that, and the third. Or I'm going to make something and not get discouraged. But it's like, I always felt like when I was producing, I didn't know what I was doing. But now I feel like I finally know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got that confidence to actually do what you're doing, you know? And that's great. That's really cool, and that's one of the important things that an artist needs is confidence. How long did it take for you to get that for yourself?
With that 8-month period, probably tacked on to the 7 years, about give or take 8 years.
You've been doing this for 8 years?
Yeah, no, I've been doing it longer than that. So if you that's just production. If you add the rap aspect to it, then it would be about well over a decade.
Yeah, that's dope though. I mean, my a friend of mine told me, he said when a band is setting up and they are acting like they know what they're doing, they know absolutely nothing about what they're doing. And I just thought that was funny because I think a real master or somebody who's really trying to master their craft they can always find holes in what they're doing. They can always see something that could be better. It's just a human trait, you know? And but that's really cool, man. So where are you from?
I'm originally from upstate New York. So, the town I was born in was called Middletown. So that was like about an hour away from the city. And then after I turned 8, I moved to Reynoldsburg or Blacklick, and then like lived there for 2 years with my sister, and then moved to Florida and lived there for 7 years. I went to middle school and high school. Yeah. So, in the middle of nowhere in a place called Port St. Lucie. And then, after I graduated high school, I just went back up here because I just wanted to get as far away from Florida as possible. Because I knew if I went to college in Florida, I was just going to end up back at my parents' house. So, I just went somewhere where that wouldn't happen.
Okay,
So
I feel
I
that.
ended up being here.
Well, you said you studied
Strategic communication.
Communication, yeah. So how was that 4 year? How long did it take you? 4 or 5 years? What?
About 4 years and then like an added semester, like an added summer semester. So it took about that long.
Did you? Because it's funny because I know a lot of people that I started making music here, but I was always a writer. Did you have any little groups that you were a part of or anything like that when you first started?
I always try to start collectives, but they always fail because I'm not typically a good leader within a collective or a group. So I had a number of collectives I tried to start. I think one was called Clearly Urban, that failed. Another one was called Sonic Hippie, that failed. And then Give
Dope
Love.
names.
Yeah. And then the other one was called Give Love. And Give Love went from being a collective, I just kind of disbanded it because I was so focused. It was during that 8-month period where I was just so focused on my own craft. It was I just couldn't focus on everyone else's stuff. And so I ended up kind of bringing it back to just, because originally Give Love started more or less as kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for, like a state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the state of mind of just kind of trying to be the best you that you could possibly become. So always trying to find new ways to grow, and always engaging in acts of self-love, and also thus because if you love, you can't love other people if you don't love yourself. So taking care of yourself, your own mental health, your own physical, mental well-being, and then projecting that to other people and trying to just not be a dick.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean that's a good way to live. I mean, would you ever start a collective now?
no.
Nah, just because you still feel like you're not that leader you would want to be.
There's so much because if you are a leader of a collective, you end up having to kind of focus on not only yourself but what other people are doing, and it ends up becoming more of like a managing kind of a thing. Because there's a lot of artists unfortunately don't know how to properly manage themselves. So that's the main reason why I would really start a collective. I think the only other person that I'm aiding and helping with is my girlfriend, and her name is Diamond Brown, and check her out on SoundCloud. Do that shit. And follow her on
I just Twitter. Like the outburst. Let's check her out on SoundCloud. Do that shit.
Do it.
Yeah.
And follow her on Instagram and Twitter.
Bet.
All that shit.
What kind of music does she make?
It's I don't know what to put a name on it. I would call it like alternative R&B. She doesn't want to put a name on it at all, which is understandable because no artist wants to put themselves in a box.
Yeah.
But a lot of people mistake it for like, oh, she like brings back a 90s vibe, which isn't the case. Her shit's like more progressive. So we're in the process of working on her stuff at the moment. Okay.
So. Where you record at home? You guys record at home together, or?
I have I have my own like setup at home, but it's just to record demos. I record at a studio called Orange Studio. So that's typically where I record my vocals, and so that would be the spot.
Okay. Did you always like start recording at home, or did you use like Denny and stuff like that?
I'd always record at home, but then just the quality just wasn't where I needed it to be. So I just started recording in an actual professional studio. Okay.
What kind of setup did you have? It's always interesting to find out like what kind of setup people had.
So it started as a Presonus audio box with an MLX 3000 running into Logic, and then then eventually I upgraded everything, and then my speakers are like Mackie MK5s, I think. And so I still have those speakers, but I upgraded the microphone from that MLX 3000 to Audio Technica, I think it was 2040 or 2020, and then I went from that microphone.
Same one I got.
That's the one you got?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so I went from that one to a Avatone CL or CV, some shit. It's an Avatone microphone. Like ran me like $400. I should have just went with the Neumann TLM 103 to be honest.
Yeah.
But and then for my sound card I have a God, what is it called? It's a Apollo Twin.
Nice. Yep. Nice. So you actually had the hardware sound card, or because I know the computer has this like on sound card.
Oh no, I have the actual physical hardware.
Hardware, yeah, and that's the better. Then you didn't think that was like great quality?
Oh no, that's what I upgraded to.
Oh, eventually?
Yeah, that's what I have now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good ass fucking. That shit will make your speakers sound really good, and it'll bring out the potential of your microphone like
a lot more.
God, yeah.
What was your favorite microphone to record with out of those, though?
The Avatone that I have now will probably be the one. Put this back here. Yeah, that would probably be the one.
Okay, so we reached a time in the show where we either freestyle or you can do a what's it called? Your favorite quote, and you tell me why that quote is your favorite, or some wisdom that inspired you. Pick your poison.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a quote.
Quote? All right.
I just have to think of the actual quote. I think I'm probably just gonna end up going with it. So when I was living in Los Angeles, with
you lived everywhere, man. Florida, Los Angeles. You went to China.
It wasn't as glamorous as we thought. So yeah, like after I graduated, I lived in Los Angeles with my older brother for about 2 months, and I think and back then, like, I had like really crappy social skills, so I had really bad social anxiety. So talking to people was very difficult. And so I was like reading this book on like how to communicate with people, and he just literally, like, we were in a laundromat and I was reading this book, and he like looked at the book and he was like, "Why are you reading that book?" I was like, "Because I suck at talking to people." And he was like, just do it, just do it.
He put the Nike on you.
Yeah, he put the Nike on. He's just do it. Because my thing is, you could try to prepare as much as you want for something, but like if you don't experience it, there's some things you have to just experience. There's some things you just have to be in the midst of in order to really understand it. Communicating with people, no book is going to actually teach you how to properly communicate.
You didn't pay
with
for
people.
that book, did you?
Oh, nigga, yeah, I did. Exactly. That's why he was even more insulted at the fact that I bought that book and brought it to a laundromat to read. He was like, "Don't do that shit. Just do it." Because sometimes you just have to throw yourself. You just have to throw yourself into the fire and get burnt to know how to actually exist within it. So, like, even with people who have, what am I thinking of? People who are afraid of performing because they have stage fright. You're not going to get over it unless you do it over and over and over again. Like, I had a fear of rapping in front of people when I first started rapping, like when I was 13, 14. So during like high school, during lunch period, I would just start ciphers like constantly, like day after day after day after day. It was like a daily occurrence, and I sucked, but I eventually got good, and I did it so much that my school threatened to suspend me if I didn't stop doing it. Like, the principal came up to me, he's like, "If you don't stop, we will suspend you."
Dang, chill. You passionate about something, man. Like, that's crazy.
That's what made me even more upset. It's like, we're not, because my high school just had they just had an unhealthy fear of black kids. Like, they just had an unhealthy fear. Exactly, they had an unhealthy fear of black children, like, grouping up around, just being in groups. Yeah. Like, if it was a group of black kids, like, the white faculty's automatic thought was a fight's about to happen. Yeah. Because, niggers fight. That's just a thing. Yeah. It's just really stupid. But yeah, they always would think that it was a gang fight about to happen. Yeah. Exact words. Really? Came from the fucking principal. Because they would think that a fight was about to start.
Were you scared to tell people that you wanted to rap? Because you'd be like, you'd put the stigma on you? That black, that's the only thing, No.
It was more or less there's like this change in sentiment with how rappers were viewed, like when I was in high school and kind of now. Like, when you tell someone now you're a rapper, they're like, "Oh, that's cool." Back then, like in the early like mid 2000s, if you told someone you rap, they wanted to hear you rap because they wanted two things to happen. They wanted to be impressed by your rap, or they wanted something to laugh about because you were trash. And they were hoping on the latter rather than the former.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But that was always happening when they were surprised, like, "Oh, dude actually got bars," like. Yeah. Like, just going piggybacking off of that, I was like rehearsing like a couple lines that I was like a verse that I was writing, and some dude saw me, he's like, "Yo, rap right now." I was like, "Fuck it." Like, I just rapped off the top of my dome with like no bars. It was like, it wasn't like my best, but I was proud of myself. It was like, I don't know if I would have done that like a couple months ago. I don't know, man. But this is Devin XO. He got a You said Wednesday is coming out?
It's just Devin XO.
Oh, it's no extra XO? No double kisses and hugs?
Nope.
All right, Devin XO. But tell them, plug in your stuff. You got a festival coming. You got a single coming. Yeah. Festival, not a date yet to be announced, but
Yeah. The next single is Short Change. So I don't know when you were dropping this, but if it is past August 22nd, the single is out now, streaming everywhere: Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music.
So when you see this, it will be dropped.
It will drop. Go play that. Play it in your car. Play it in your bathroom while you're taking a shit. It doesn't matter. Play it anywhere. Just play the shit. Tell your friends. Tell your little brother. Tell your little sister. Tell your older brothers and sisters. Tell your side chick. Tell somebody. Goddamn it.
Tell somebody. All right, guys. This is BackGround Noize. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.
Out of work, put it out of work. Lazy days weighing on me. Self-esteem in the dark, something that I can't see. Chained to my bad ways, so I can't be home free.